There's a strange moment in life when your mind stops being a place of clarity and becomes a place you're almost afraid to be alone with. It doesn't happen suddenly. It builds quietly. One day, you're thinking. The next, you're rethinking, then overthinking. And at some point, without realizing it, your mind begins arguing against your own peace. Overthinking doesn't feel like a problem at first. It feels like caution. It feels like being prepared. It feels like wanting to do things right. But slowly, it becomes the very thing that stops you from living. Here's something I wish people understood. Overthinking is not a sign of intelligence. It's a sign of unresolved fear. When the mind feels unsafe, it doesn't go quiet. It goes into overdrive. It analyzes every possibility, every consequence, every potential mistake, like a guard pacing around an empty room. It's not trying to hurt you. It's trying to protect you. But protection and imprisonment look very similar from the inside. In cognitive psychology, there's a concept called rumination. It's when your brain replays the same thought again and again in the hope that this time it will finally feel safe. But your brain doesn't find answers through repetition. It finds exhaustion. And exhaustion makes even small decisions feel impossible. That's why overthinkers often feel stuck. You're not indecisive. You're overwhelmed by a mind that won't stop trying to predict what cannot be predicted. Overthinking is the mind's attempt to control the uncontrollable. It imagines every scenario to avoid being hurt, but in the process, it becomes the thing that hurts you first. You end up experiencing the pain of every possibility before anything even happens. You suffer twice, once in your imagination and once in reality, if reality ever becomes as bad as your thoughts. Most of the time, it doesn't. People who overthink live two lives, the one on the outside and the one constantly unfolding inside their mind. And the inner one is loud, chaotic, endless. You replay conversations trying to find hidden meanings. You replay choices trying to see where you went wrong. You replay future events trying to protect yourself from disappointment. And after a while, you're not living anymore. You're forecasting. You're not choosing. You're doubting. You're not present. You're preparing for outcomes that may never exist. There's research from UC Berkeley showing that people with higher cognitive activity are more vulnerable to anxiety loops. Why? Because the same mind that can create ideas can create catastrophes. The same imagination that helps you dream can also help you worry. Intelligence turns into a double-edged sword. You see more possibilities, but also more dangers. Depth becomes both your gift and your prison. Overthinking doesn't just paralyze you. It convinces you that inaction is safer. You hesitate to start projects because you imagine every way they could fail. You push people away because you assume they'll eventually leave. You decline opportunities because your mind creates the worst-case scenario with perfect cinematic detail. And slowly, your life becomes smaller than your fears deserve. It's not that life rejected you. It's that your thoughts rejected life on your behalf. One of the most painful parts of overthinking is knowing your mind is the problem and still feeling powerless to stop it. You tell yourself, just relax. Stop thinking about it. It's not that serious, but the mind isn't a switch. It's an ecosystem. Once fear enters, it grows roots. And telling an overthinking mind to stop only makes it overthink harder because now it starts worrying about worrying. This part is rarely spoken aloud, but most overthinking begins somewhere. A betrayal, an unpredictable change, a childhood where mistakes were punished, a relationship where love felt conditional, a moment where you learned that being unprepared meant being hurt. So now, your mind tries to prepare for everything, even things that aren't happening. That's not weakness. That's self-defense disguised as analysis. I want you to hear this clearly. An overthinking mind is not a broken mind. It's a mind that learned to protect itself in a world that wasn't gentle enough with it. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's trying to keep you safe in the only way it knows how. It just doesn't realize you're not in danger anymore. The turning point in overcoming overthinking is not forcing the mind to go quiet. It's teaching it to feel safe. The mind stops spinning when it no longer senses a threat. And safety doesn't come from certainty. It comes from self-trust. When you trust that you can handle life, you stop trying so desperately to pre-live it. You don't need every answer. You don't need every guarantee. You just need enough courage to move with the fear instead of waiting for it to disappear. You know, if there's one thing overthinking taught me, it's that peace doesn't come from controlling your mind. It comes from making peace with the parts of you that learned to worry too much. You don't need to shut your mind up. You need to reassure it. You need to remind yourself that uncertainty isn't danger. Silence isn't rejection, and making mistakes isn't fatal. Life isn't asking you to predict it. It's asking you to live it, messily, imperfectly, honestly. Your mind will always try to protect you. That's its job. But it's your job to decide when protection becomes a cage. And if you're ready to stop fighting your thoughts and start understanding them, that's where freedom begins. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.